Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.868 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 3.63%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances. And allow me to kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening here on the Polygon Matic chart. From the all-time high, we had been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which took us back to around the $0.32 mark, and after seeing that low, we have been seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side, which has been obeying the Elliot wave structures, and I believe that is going to continue until we see an all-time high in the formation of this wave 5 to the upper side. But before we get to an all-time high, we first need to see that first wave to the upper side, and I believe we have completed the formation of this wave 1 to the upper side, and right now my primary scenario is that we are in the formation of this higher Elliot wave count 2. And jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart you can see I have this Elliot wave structure in yellow, which is a fractal wave within that first wave to the upper side, and that is so because a first wave to the upper side is an impulsive wave, and we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that first wave to the upper side. And getting to see whether that first wave to the upper side has done the minimum that we expect a first wave to the upper side to do by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3. That gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.249 mark, and that means we have fully maximized our target area that I have sketched out using the trend based Fibonacci in the formation of that first wave, because our wave 1 made our high at around the $1.3 mark, and after seeing that high we have been seeing lower prices in the formation of these higher Elliot wave count 2. And zooming in so that I can also give you the short-term scenarios that can play out over here. In the formation of a second wave, which is a corrective wave, we also expect to see an ABC corrective structure, and I believe we are seeing such a structure right here, having this as our wave A, then a wave B. Then I'm expecting a Polygon Matic to continue pushing even lower in the formation of that wave C, and giving you a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that wave 2, using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the first wave down there to the high of that wave 1. That gives me a minimum retracement area in the formation of that high Elliot wave count 2 between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like this, which lies between the $0.81 mark and the $0.7 mark, and that target area has not yet been fully maximized, and that is where I expect our wave C to fully get its low. And once that happens, then we can expect a very nice impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of that wave 3 to the upper side. And jumping to the 1-hour chart, where I believe we have chart patterns that can give us the short-term scenarios that we can expect to play out. Here on the 1-hour chart you can see we have this channel that we have been trading within, and that happened after we touched the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark, then saw a very nice bounce to the upper side over here, then started trading within the channel. And at the moment as we speak, we have seen a breakout out of the channel to the upper side, and that gives me the short-term scenarios that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. There are chances that now that you have seen a breakout to the upper side, we can see a retest of the upper side of the channel, and in case that plays out, then I will expect Polygon Matic to continue pushing higher back to around the $0.95 mark, which is our next key area of resistance. And at that key area of resistance we can either get rejected or see a breakout to the upper side, and in case we see a rejection over here, then I will expect another impulsive pullback over here back to around the $0.78 mark, lose that key area of support and continue pushing lower to fully maximize the formation of that high Elliot wave count 2. And in the formation of this ABC corrective structure, we are also seeing a 5-wave structure in formation within the wave C, and if I have it here on the charts, we can have this as the first wave to the lower side, then we have seen a wave 2 continued pushing low in the formation of a wave C, then that is a wave 3, then we saw a bit of a bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 4, then I'm expecting even lower prices in the formation of a wave 5 to the lower side. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure that we have right here, in the formation of a wave 4 we can get to see whether this wave 4 has done the minimum that we expect a wave 4 to the upper side to do. And I just need to connect the Fibonacci's from the high of that wave 2 to the low of this with 3, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, which perfectly lies between the $0.89 mark and the $0.87 mark, and that is a target area that we have fully maximized in this movement right here. And there are chances that we might have seen the high for that wave 4, but in case we see a breakout to the upper side and continue pushing higher, then the high that we might make over here might be the new high for this wave 4. So let's be patient and see how that plays out over here once we see maybe a retest of this upper side of the channel. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. And once we make the high for this wave 4, and assuming the high was in at around the $0.89 mark, we can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 5 using a trend-based Fibonacci, and that gives me a minimum target area in case we lose the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark. And I just need to use the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the high of that wave 1 to the low of the wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 2, and that gives me a minimum retracement area at the fib level 1.618, and then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3. That is the low of the wave 3, and that gives me a minimum retracement area back to the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $0.567 mark, and that will be my next target area in case we lose the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark and even see a retest, and that is where we might fully maximize the formation of that high Elliott wave count 2 before we see another impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of that wave 3. Also, taking a look at the indicators here on the 4-hour RSI, we are trading at around the 65 mark, meaning we have a bit of room for us to support any movements to the upper side before we get into the overbought region, and massive room for us to support any movements to the lower side. Also, taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.